Well, good morning and welcome to this Friday edition of First Things First. Today is November the 5th, and so glad that you joined us today. And I hope that you have had a good week. It's been kind of a trying week, but I hope that you've had a good week, and I hope that the Lord has blessed you. And looking forward to a weekend, being able to get a little bit of rest and especially get to go to church this coming Sunday. So we're excited about that, looking forward to that. And we are starting our Sunday school campaign this coming Sunday. So we're excited about that and hoping that the Lord will bless in our church in a mighty way throughout the month of November and then beyond. So just remember that we need you at the church for our Sunday school campaign, and every one will be counted, and every every service you'll gain points for being at church. And so we're hoping that you'll gain as many points as possible and be in church this coming Sunday here at First Free Will Baptist Church of Morrison City. But today, the verse of the day actually comes from Romans chapter 13, verse 6. And I'm not one to talk about this or preach on this too awful much, but this happened to be the verse of the day. And the verse of the day actually says, for this cause pay ye tribute also, for they are God's ministers, attending continually upon this very thing. And as we're looking at this, it's talking about the Christian government, and we're talking about the powers that be that are over you, and our leaders that we have. You know, we hate to pay taxes. We hate to pay anything on that. You know, it gets aggravating, have to pay taxes. We wonder where our money goes to and everything. But here it is. It tells us that we are supposed to pay our tribute. We're supposed to do what God would have for us to do, and they are God's ministers, not necessarily preachers or anything, but God uses. They're in a position where God can use them if they would be obedient to Him to do good for the community. And so not only that, but also, a lot of people takes this for the church, but you got to kind of read the context that's going on, and it's talking about the government. And a lot of people during this time were frustrated because they had to pay the taxes to the Romans, and they were frustrated about the situation that was going on. But and they even asked Jesus in their frustration before, whenever he was walking on this earth and ministering, they asked Jesus if it was right to pay tribute or to pay taxes. And he told them to hold up a coin, and he said, whose image is on it? And he said, Caesar's. And he said, render that which is Caesar unto Caesar, and that which is God's unto God's. And that brings the message. I might have to preach that sometime, the message on whose image is on you. You know, if we are supposed to give ourselves to the Lord and allow Him to use us for what is good and what is right. So, but here Paul is telling us here, though, also that pay tribute also, for they are God's ministers, attending continually upon the very thing about what is supposed to be right for the community and what's right for you today. It's what our leaders are supposed to be doing. And like I said, a lot of people look at this and they take this one verse out, and they think that this is talking about the pastor and paying tribute to the pastor. And that is true also. You know, we the pastor a lot of people thinks that preacher all he does is work one day a week. It's on Sundays, and gets up, preaches 2 times a week, and that's all that there is to do. But there's a lot more behind being a pastor than just preaching. And if the pastor's doing the work that he needs to do, there's a whole lot more that's behind it. The pastor is on call 24/7, and we're supposed to be able to um, do what we can for the community and for the church community. So here it's talking that pay tribute also. For they are God's ministers, attending continually upon this very thing. And that's what our hope is, and our prayer is that I can do what God would have for me to do as a leader, not maybe not of the community. I'm not a mayor or alderman or anything like that in the county, but I am the minister of God here at this church, and I want to do what I can for it. And uh, I I thought about this. So we were talking, a couple of my preacher friends, and about a month or so ago, and uh, we were asking the question, why would anybody step down from being a minister or being a pastor to being the president of the United States? This is a calling. This is what God wants from us and what we need to be doing. So that's what I'm trying to do. And sometimes I feel like that I fail and I come so short, but I want to do what I can for God, um, and do His ministry. And I appreciate God's people for the tribute that they can contribute to help me in that ministry, that I can help other people. So it's what it's all about. And we were actually talking about it this past week, wondering um, uh, why that the church can't afford more and afford to do more for people, and even for the pastor. I'd love to be full time. My heart this morning, but we were talking about it, and the average of what people tithes today is supposed to be 10%, but the average of what people tithes, the study is done, and it's about 0.5%, and that's half of 1%. And the church is more than just paying the pastor. We've got light bill, we've got ministries that we try to take care of and help out with and everything. So, it's there's a lot more into it. So we get what we put into it. It's kind of like a marriage. We get what we put into it. And today, as we look at the church, if you want a better church, what are you doing to put into it, and what are we making it? And I'm not just talking about the money and talking about your tithes and everything, but your heart too. God wants all of us. So, but anyways, I'll get off that this morning. But let's do remember that God's ministers that do attend continually upon this very thing, God expects us to pay tribute to, and to pay our part. So let's remember these things, and let's put first things first, and may God bless you as our prayers, that you'll be able to participate and help in your church and in your community and in your area, that God would bless you and God would bless others in that as well. So let's remember to put first things first, like I said, and let's pray for one another, and lift one another up, as these are discouraging times and we are going through tough times, and but God's still in control. He's still on the throne. So we'll lift him up and he said he'd draw all men nigh unto him. So let's put first things first, and hope to see you right here for this coming Sunday morning service at First Free Will Baptist Church of Morrison City. May God bless you, as our prayers.